Good afternoon, students. Welcome to Madhav's Institute of Tutorials and Language. And now we will discuss about a very important topic from politics, which is electoral politics. Now, children, we know that in a democracy, election is a very important instrument. A healthy democracy cannot function without a free and fair election. And hence, we need to get well accustomed with the idea of electoral politics. Right? Now, what is the meaning of election? Election is a method through which we, the people of a nation, elect our representative, choose our representative. So that is the meaning of election. Predominantly, in indirect democracy, the election takes place. Today, there is no system of direct democracy. There are certain mechanisms of direct democracy which are practiced in Switzerland or in Sweden and in certain Scandinavian countries. But still in India, we have the system of indirect democracy, and it is practiced through a free and fair election. Through election, the people get the choice of choosing and identifying their own representatives who would represent them, their demands and their wants in the legislature. Clear? Now, we have to understand what constitutes a healthy democracy. Is it only the process of election? Is it only the method of election? For example, if I say that in a country like Pakistan has conducted an election, but during the election there was a military coup through which a Pakistan president has come to power, Parvez General Musharraf. He has come to power in Pakistan by a military coup, and then he has conducted an election. So can we call it a healthy democracy? Can we call that a free and fair election? No. Similarly, in China also, we see that even though the Chinese Communist Party CPC claims that they have come to power through election, through a free and fair election, but there are various instances which gives us information that they have terrorized the people. They have not allowed the opponent parties to participate freely in the election. Hence, we cannot say that the democracy functions only through a free and fair election. It also needs a precondition as well as the post-condition of the free and fair method of election. There has to be a proper healthy condition before which an election is to be conducted, as well as after coming to power, after conducting free and fair election, the leaders must also ensure that they must give enough space for difference of opinion and different ideas to float into the society. Clear? Now, in India, we have the mechanism of direct election and indirect election. For example, in which cases do we see the direct election? In cases of the election of the Lok Sabha and the election of Vidhan Sabha, as well as the election of the local self-government, that is the rural self-government, the panchayats, and the urban self-government, the municipality. Where do we see the election, indirect election? We see the indirect election in cases of Vidhan Parishad. We see the indirect election in Rajya Sabha, as well as we see the indirect election in the election of the president. The president is elected by electoral college. Clear? So in India, we can discriminate the election into two categories. One is direct, one is indirect. Clear? Now, there are also other types of election. One is the by-election, another is the mid-term election. What is a by-election? In any constituency, the elected person of that constituency, MPs or MLA, when he expires or he dies, that means that point of time a free election is conducted only in that particular constituency at that point of time, which is known as by-election. Clear? So that is the meaning of by-election. What is a mid-term election? When through a vote of no confidence, a government ceases to function at that point of time, an election is conducted in the whole country at that point of time to replace the new government, to generate a new government, and that is the mechanism, that is the method of mid-term election. Clear? So there are these types of election that is present in India. Now, who conducts all this election? The Election Commission. Election Commission is an autonomous body which takes the responsibility of conducting a free and fair election. Hence, what constitutes the body of Election Commission? First, the Chief Election Commission, the Chief Election Commissioner, and the other Election Commissioner. Clear? So, who constitutes the Election Commission? The Chief Election Commissioner, who is appointed by the President with the consultation of Prime Minister, Council of Ministers, Chief Justice of India, and the other Election Commissioner. Clear? Now, we have to know that what is a constituency? When we discuss about election, we say that election is going to take place in this particular constituency. What is a constituency? For the convenience, the whole territory of the country or a state may be distinctified into various geographical units to whom we call as constituency. For example, in Lok Sabha, we have 543 constituencies. There, a free and fair election take place between various parties, and the winning party candidate, they represent that constituency in Lok Sabha. So that is the meaning of constituency. Clear, children? Now, another important topic that we must discuss with relation to electoral politics is electoral roll. Now, we know that after independence, the Indian leaders have decided that India would be given the universal adult franchise. That means any person who has attained the age of 18 has the right to give vote, participate in the election. Right? Now, the names of all those registered voters are mentioned in the electoral roll, in the piece of paper where all the names and details of the eligible voters, the candidates, are mentioned. That is the electoral roll. Children, now we will discuss about the major importance of election. The first importance, as we have discussed, that it encourages the people to give their opinion. As through election only, we are choosing our representative who will make policies for us. So that is the first important point. The second important point is that a free competition must be there in election. There is a competition, free competition among the various parties. The third, it gives a smooth transition from one government to another government. There does not take place any military coup, there does not take place any rebellion or any sort of civil conflict. Clear? So that is why, and it encourages the citizen political participation as well as political consciousness. Clear? Now children, I would ask you to know the name of the present Election Commissioner of India. Clear? Please know the name of present Election Commissioner of India. Thank you for joining today's class.